5 steps to protecting children. This is going to be a different video because when I talk about concepts of community building and this idea of what it means to be a real community, a safe community, children will always be first. I look at myself as a person that wants to protect the vulnerable. I don't want to see the word weak, but like the vulnerable. And that's mainly women and children in society. Um, before all this red pill nonsense came to light. So in the spirit of, protecting the most vulnerable, I wanted to do this presentation on these 5 steps. This will be more of like a teaser because I'm just going to go through the 5 steps quickly, but then in an extended video, I'm going to go through each step more thoroughly. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because of what we've been seeing in the past decades in terms of abuse against children. And I'm speaking specifically of Dr. York, Afrika Bambaataa, and R. Kelly. So keeping those cases in mind, I'm pretty sure many people are at least familiar with one. I've done videos on African Bambaataa. Dr. York is not a subject I haven't touched yet, but he is in prison for abuse against children right now. So it's a little bit different from the Afrika Bambaataa situation where he hasn't been charged and really only two people came out about that story. R. Kelly, we know about the R. Kelly story. We know about the video. We know about Aaliyah. But the main reason why I want to do this presentation is the way that people still continue to talk about these people, even after knowing the facts. There's a difference between somebody who doesn't know anything at all about these 3 people and somebody who hears the actual facts of the case and continue to sheepishly go blindly because of fame, status, or whatever. So with that being said, keeping that in mind, 5 steps to protecting children. So this is from the Darkness to Light Foundation, or Darkness to Light and Child SA. So this is the website. This is their fact sheet. I'm going to leave a link to the website in the description box, of course. So these steps from a framework for preventing child SA. So this is about preventing it. They can help you become aware of the scope of the issue, take actionable steps towards both preventing and responding to abuse, and create safer environments for the children in your life. They act as a guide for developing protective behaviors against abuse. So to learn practical ways to effectively implement all 5 steps, go to the website. But this will just be the teaser. So number 1, learn the facts. Oh, before I even begin, I'll even add a 6th step right now, live and direct. Anybody who you know for sure has gone through the facts of the cases, Dr. York, African Bambaataa, R. Kelly, if you explain to them facts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they still make excuses, that's definitely a red flag. That person right there will make an unsafe environment for children. 100%. I'll stand on that 10 toes. So let's go. Number one, learn the facts. If we don't understand child SA, we can't end it. It is highly likely that you know a child who has been or is being abused. Experts estimate that 1 in 10 children are SA'd before their 18th birthday. 1 in 10 children. So if we look at all the cases that I've mentioned already, using it as a case study for this, all those cases, everybody was underage. Every single person was underage. Step two, minimize opportunity. Safe environments can help reduce the risk for abuse. More than 80% of SA cases occur in isolated one-on-one situations. Make sure interactions with children can be observed and interrupted. So if we look at each case, right, Dr. York, he had a compound where he had families come in to join his group, and he separated the men from the women and the children. They're all separated. So that's how he had access to the children. And I don't even have to say allegedly because he's in prison. He was charged. They proved that he was guilty. If you look at African Bambaataa, he was dealing in a situation in an era where he was famous and the area he was in didn't have a lot of parental guidance because of the drugs that was going on, the gangs, the broken homes. So he was able to be father figures to a lot of the boys in the area of New York, Bronx. So, and we look at, I mean, even if you watch the documentaries on R. Kelly, he did the exact same thing as well too. It might have taken him a little bit longer with parents around, but he was eventually able to be one-on-one. So let's move on to the third step. Talk about it. Talking openly breaks down barriers and reduces stigma. Children often keep abuse a secret, but talking about it openly, about our bodies, sex, and boundaries can encourage children to share and feel safe. So, yeah, I don't have much on that one, to be honest. That talk with children for sure. Definitely have to put them on game. I just have to be careful at any time. Doesn't matter who it is, stranger, somebody you know, family member. Just got to put them on game about their body parts and that people other than mommy and daddy might want to see or touch it and that they should know that that is a violation. So if they know right away, got to put them on game. It's crazy that you have to put children on game, but that's a crazy world we're living in. This is step number three. Step number four, recognize signs. Recognize signs. Signs of abuse aren't always obvious, but they are often there. Emotional or behavioral changes are often the most common signs rather than physical evidence. Trauma may be root of what is typically labeled bad or difficult behavior. So this is a very good one for sure. Seeing it before or seeing it, I guess, as it's happening, the behavioral changes. It's not physical because it's a sexual violence. So definitely look out for the video, the extended version, where we can go into depth about that one. And step number five, react responsibly. It's our responsibility to react appropriately to suspicion, disclosure, or discovery of abuse. React responsibly. Only 4% to 8% of reports of all SA are false. 4 to 8% of all SA are false. Understand how to respond to risky behaviors and suspicions or reports of abuse. Darkness to light. Thank you. So, even in all these cases, before, during, and after all these cases, the reports or the suspicion is just extravagant. It's so extravagant, you have people still defending them till this day. The Bambaataa situation, I could understand a little bit more because he hasn't been charged and there was only one mainstream media story and the rest has been on YouTube, the saga. Like I said, I did a whole series, Hip Hop's Biggest Secret. So, but the Dr. York and the R. Kelly is a little bit different, but the Dr. York, you have people part of his group that were part of his group, or they're still going on, the New Wapians, falsifying falsifying actual books to make Dr. York seem like he's innocent. It's crazy. There's a whole series with Chuck Morgan. I'll actually link Chuck Morgan's website in the description box as well too, because he does a very detailed breakdown of all the falsified information the New Wapians have been giving out to muddy the waters if Dr. York is innocent. In my opinion, looking at all the statements, doing all my research, in my humble opinion, after looking at all the witnesses that were involved, looking at all the statements that have been put out online or in interviews, looking at all the falsified information being put out by the Nuwapians, I could say comfortably that Dr. York is guilty of what he's being charged of. It's easy to see how he was able to do it with the isolation. It's a shame that he was trying to build a community, but ultimately he had no discipline in keeping his hands off the community. And to go after children is just heinous. So, 5 steps to protecting children, light case study, R. Kelly, Dr. York, Afrika Bambaataa. But look out for the extended version. It will go more deep into it, and I'll be able to pull out more points into those cases for you.